everybody, Fiber Spider back again with another origami tutorial for you. Today we are going to be making one of my favorite little woodland creatures, a little bunny. I've done a couple of these before, but this is another variation on a precious little bunny foo-foo. Yes, because as we all know, you are no bunny till somebody loves you. These guys are adorable. I have an affinity for rabbits, and they have an affinity for, well, multiplying. Yes, and before you know it, you're going to have a whole family of these little guys prancing around on your desktop, just causing mischief and hiding your pencils and so forth. So, that being said, let's get making some bunnies. Alrighty. All right, so we have our origami paper. Now, you can use, of course, whatever works best for you. It just needs to be square. This is 6 by 6. I get asked that quite a bit, so I figured I would just, tell you straight out. You can use ordinary paper that is the same color on both sides, but then you wouldn't get the benefit of the extra white detailing on the interior of the ears. But anything will do. Okay, so going to start with the white side facing up and fold into a triangle. Just fold in half to make a triangle, like so. There we go. And then I'm going to fold these 2 points down here up to this point right there. Alrighty. Get our creases nice and creased. There we go. And then turning it around so that we have our open side down here at the bottom. Then going to fold these 2 edges here along the center, making what is called a kite fold. Now, when you're doing this, you want to be careful that these flaps do not shift. You want to keep everything as stable as possible, unlike me. All right. Okay, so we got the one side. Again, we have the open flaps at the bottom there. So I got this one side here, and we're going to do the same thing with this side going along that middle crease. And there you are. Now from here, I'm going to then fold this edge here and this edge here, along here and along here. Sort of kind of like a reverse kite fold, if you will, because instead of coming together, we're going further apart. So again, this edge along this edge. This edge along this edge. It's actually sometimes easier if you pick up your piece and hold it in hand than on the surface of your table. There we go. And then going to unfold the folds that we just made, and then we're going to take this flap here and open it up. Now, when you open it, you're going to have multiple layers. See, I have white here, but if you go into that second layer, it is a colored layer. That's where we need to get into. So from here, try try to get your finger all the way to the end there, and then use that crease that we just made as a basis to squash this flap down along that line and that line that we just made. There. Then we do the same thing on the other side. Again, lifting up this flap, opening it up so that we have 2 layers on either side, and then you can see the colored, and then sploosh down along the creases that we just made. There. And then from here, I'm going to fold it in half along this center line right here. And now we don't already have a crease here, but we're going to utilize what we have to work with. We have symmetry on both sides. Well, more of a mirror image than symmetry, but you understand what I mean. And, well, we shall continue. Okay, so now from here, by the way, I would suggest holding your piece like this, at least for now, as opposed to the other side that way, so that you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing. Now, from here, it's a little bit weird because we're going to be sort of, recombobulating part of the piece. And we're going to be taking this leg, if you will. It's not actually the leg of the bunny, but this leg right here. And we're going to be reconfiguring it up and in. And it's going to be along this edge here that we're going to be working with. So basically sort of swooping it up like this. But we're going to be using this edge to our advantage. So if you open this up a little bit, and then use that edge as a guide, it does help. And then flatten that down. So we use that edge, but instead of it being like that, we flip it up like that. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So turn it around, and because now we actually have a visual to help us out, going to grab our leg, and flip it up and in, and there we go. Okay, now the next part. Next part is, well, a little bit tricky, but we can do it. So basically, we're going to be folding, these are actually going to be the ears. We're going to be folding the ear up this way, and about here, here or here-ish, to this point here. So going to go ahead and do it, and then I'm going to show you what I did by unfolding it. So pretty close to this point here, this sort of crevasse right there. Not necessarily in it, but close to it. And all the way to this point here. And it does not have to be exact. This is, after all, a bunny. He's not made by a machine. He's made by you. So you can sort of see where my creases are. So more or less as such. Then flip your piece over and do the exact same thing, but, well, in reverse. And you can use your other ear as a guide, lining them up. There. And then from here, the next step, admittedly, it is a little bit fiddly and tricky. However, there is a trick. Along this edge here where we now have our ears, we're going to fold this top segment along that edge both ways, and that will help tremendously, believe you me. So what I like to do is rest my finger along that edge, folding that down, and give it a bit of a crease, nothing major. Unfold it, flip it over, and do the exact same thing on this side. It will help, trust me. And then unfold. Okay, now this is where our bunny is going to undergo a bit of a transformation. So at this point, going to open up in between these two flaps here, and while pushing the head down, we're also going to push this side and this side out while pushing the head down. And there are easier things in this world, but hey, bunnies are worth it. So sort of a bit of a fluid motion that I'm not very fluid with, but I'm going to do this nice and slowly for you so that you can see what it is that I am doing. Sort of coaxing it. And also getting the side of the head resting along there if I can manage it. Ooh, he's getting there. You know, we're sort of sculpting the features a little bit. Oh, he's so cute already. I love him. And this is a lot of thicknesses of layers of paper, so just go slow. And there you go. Now, yes, my folds could have been a little bit better. I can try to clean that up a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, he's got personality, and that's what counts. There. He's got a little statuesque figure. Now from here, going to give him a little bit of a schnoot or a schnoz or a schneezer. So this tip right here, just going to fold a little bit of the tip of his nose inwards. And that'll give his face a little bit more definition. You don't want to go too heavy-handed. Just a little bit. You know, make his nose a little bit more rounded, if you will. There. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, and now for the ears. Well, because we have all of these layers, quite simply, is exposing the white inside of the ear. Take one of the ears, run your finger inside of there, and start to flatten out the inside a little bit. Shape it, flatten it, curl it, twirl it. You know, you can make him a little floppy, like I like to have, or more poised and prominent, you know, whatever tickles your fancy. then we'll do the same thing with the other ear. If I can get in there. There we go. So just run your finger on the inside, flatten, curl, twirl. Do your thing, girl. All right. Little bunny ears. Yeah. Well, bunny, hare, rabbit, you know, however you want to put it. And then, well, just one more thing. We have the tail. Okay, so now for the tail. It's, you know, like everything else in life, it's a little bit fiddly, but it really gives him a little bit of extra personality. Now, for the tail, we're going to be doing sort of an inside-outside reverse fold dealy jam. So, going to basically be folding in and then folding out, sort of like an accordion. And it's kind of a fluid motion, but I'm going to try to do it as easily as I can for you to see what it is that I'm doing. So it's going to be down and then back. So sort of going down, creating sort of a kite diamond shape, if you will, initially, but then reversing what we're doing by then doubling back on itself. And then again, some shaping is always welcome. So you can see, oops, pardon me, sorry, Mr. Bunny. So we sort of went in and then back out again. Give him a little butt. All right, and then to help him to stand a little bit easier, I found what helps actually is if you run your finger inside and then sort of bow the body towards itself like this a little bit. Give him some more volume. And then, if the gods are with us, he will sit nicely and he will behave. Again, this is not quite a level surface that I'm working with. He's trying to make me look bad. He's a little top-heavy. There! He actually stands. He's not very picturesque in this current pose, but yes, he actually stands. Yeah, right now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with how I do these videos, but actually this is, albeit, this is a cardboard box and I'm sitting on my bed right now. So that's why it's not entirely level, but, you know, we do what we can. But, you know, well, yes, I have shown you behind the curtain, so to speak. All right, and, well, there you go. How to make a adorable little bunny rabbit. Ta-da! Alrighty, my dears, so that's going to conclude my tutorial today on how to make a little bunny rabbit. I hope that you liked it, and if you're interested in other examples of the origami tutorials that I'm doing, I do have my playlist in the description box down below, as always. And, well, you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay folding fun, fabulous, and frolicsome things, and stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.